Hello, my friends. My name is Joachim Braden, not to be confused by Joachim Broden, of course. And today I want to talk about my Sabaton Cruise 2022 experience. If you didn't know, I decided to finally get on Sabaton Cruise after 2 years of waiting. Only reason why I said waiting is because back in 2020, I bought a cabin trying to get on that year's cruise, but because of something that happened throughout the whole year, it got cancelled. So 2 years later, I finally got on it, and oh boy. Now, I'm just going to talk about the most important stuff and not what happened before the cruise or after the cruise, because it would be boring. And I think this video will be already long enough. With that said, let's begin. So the first thing that I obviously did on December 14th, after I went on board the ship, was going to my cabin. Now, there were many decks on the boat, and if my memory serves me right, my cabin was on the 5th deck, and I was a fool to believe that finding the cabin was going to be easy, because in reality, it was like going through a maze. It wasn't as bad as the inside of an IKEA warehouse, but it still felt like a maze. After managing to actually find my cabin, which was really small, if you look at this picture right here. Now you're not missing anything. That was almost the entirety. So there was a bathroom left to me. You don't see it. And yeah, that's basically it. But the size doesn't really matter, because I wasn't in it that much. But anyway, after I got into it, I immediately put on my so-called concert outfit. So my panzer vest, my camo pants, and a pair of sunglasses. When everything was ready, I went to the bar. Not to buy a drink, of course, because I don't really drink. No, because Sabaton were going to record a Sabaton history episode, which meant that in the Nidell, this gentleman right here, were on a boat. One of the nicest dudes I ever met, even though it was kinda awkward this time, if I'm being honest. I just kinda approached him while he was talking to someone else, because I want to take a picture with him, and maybe even talk to him, which I did. And you can clearly see that I succeeded. Now you can clearly see my concert outfit, and then there's a tiny Indie Idol in this Judas Priest t-shirt. Again, very nice. While I spoke to him, I got a chance to hear his Swedish, and I gotta say, Americans talking Swedish is so hilarious because of how they pronounce things. I wish that I could replicate it, but I can't. We didn't talk for that long, because he was going to record the episode, which I thought about watching, but it was so damn loud in the back, so I barely heard him. So I just went to the stage, because the band Windrose was going to play soon. Now Windrose was good, but because I don't listen to all of the songs, I could barely make out the lyrics. Like, it was just hearing nonsense. The sound was good, but I couldn't make out the lyrics. There was one exception though, which was, of course, the version of Diggy Diggy Hole. And if I'm being honest, that song is the reason why I found out about this band, and hearing that song live was the only thing I want to hear live, so I wasn't disappointed. Moving on, the next band who was supposed to play after Windrose was a band called Freedom Call, and yeah, I never heard of them before, so I never listened to their music. They still sounded good, even though I couldn't properly hear the music. Now, with that out of the way, here's the main attraction of the whole cruise, and the reason why it's called Sabaton Cruise. Sabaton themselves. This set was one of the two sets that they were doing on the cruise, and in this set they were only going to play songs from Heroes, The Last Stand, The Great War, and let me see if I can do it on the first try. The War to End All Wars. Nailed it. Also, it's not that long, it's just that too many words. Of course, the crowd was disappointed by this because of the lack of Swedish pagans on that specific set. This obviously didn't stop them from chanting, no lie. Between every song, the crowd just chanted. Now, did I chant? Well, of course, I love seeing Joachim's reactions to us wanting Swedish pagans. Oh, and because we chanted, the band bamboozled us many times during the show. Like, man, I love this band. But less about Swedish pagans and more about the songs that were actually on the set list. And I gotta say, this set surprised me a bit. For starters, they started with Red Baron, and I was like, oh, Red Baron? That's unexpected. Only because Red Baron is one of those songs that usually gets played in the middle of a set and not as the opener. Like, I don't know what I honestly expected from this set. Maybe I could start with, I don't know, the future warfare from the Great War. I don't know, but I guess that the Red Baron helped us again warmed up, if that makes sense. Then the second song was Dreadnought, and man, is that song great live. The instrument all sounds so damn powerful, especially the drums, which is one of the reasons why I like this track. Before I talk about the next song, I just want to say that I want to talk about every song. I just want to talk about some highlights, even though his whole set was an highlight. If I were to talk about every song, that would make this video longer, and I'm not a music reviewer. Even though I thought about doing that kind of content on this channel. Anyway, let's move on. Next song, which I totally didn't expect to hear on the cruise, was Race to the Sea, from the same album as Dreadnought, The War to End All Wars. Awesome song, and even more awesome live. only reason why I didn't expect to hear this song live is because I thought that they were going to play it in Belgium. But I guess that we were lucky. I kinda regret that I didn't record the full song while I have a sense, because I might not hear it live again. Not sure though. They will probably play it on the next cruise. We'll see. Anyway, let's move on to Shirayama, which was also awesome, even though I'm somewhat disappointed that Tris or Tommy didn't force Joachim down on the floor during the second verse. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will make sure to leave a link in the description. Next up on the list of highlights, Resistant Bite, and man, this is a song good live. I was trying to mention that Joachim actually played the guitar on this song, and it's so weird seeing him with an instrument. I mean, he should have a mic, not a guitar, but oh well. Also, this is also one of the songs that I didn't expect to hear live. And now that I think about it, I don't remember which song this was even about. Someone in the comments might correct me on that. With that aside, next up is one of my favorite songs from The War to End All Wars, Christmas Truce. What is there to say about this amazing song? Oh, I know, it sounds amazing live with all the people singing and the instruments, of course. Of all the songs that I didn't record, this is one of the songs I heavily regret I didn't film on this cruise. Of course, now when I have seen them 3 times this year in 2023, I got the chance to film that song, and you can of course find that video on my channel. Anyway, with all of that said, I have to say that I'm still disappointed by the fact that they are still using To Hell and Back as the last song of the set. It's not a bad song by any means, it's just that it doesn't feel like it's that kind of a song. I understand why they use it for the set because of what Joachim said earlier that night, but they could get away with playing, I don't know, Hearts of Iron from Heroes, The Last Battle from The Last Stand, or The End of the War to End All Wars. And all of those 3 songs, they're never played live, to my knowledge at least. And also, those songs feels more final than To Hell and Back, but that is just my opinion. Still, the song is great, but not a good song to end a set. And with that, Sabaton is done with the set, and I'm tired because standing for hours is really tiring. So instead of watching the band that was after, which was Dynasty, which I also regret not watching, because for some reason I have become so obsessed with listening to the song Heartless Madness. But what can I do? So instead of watching that band, I just walked to the nearest food place, because last time I ate something was actually hours before I went on board. So, and the Sabaton ended the set after midnight. So I guess it's safe to say that I ate terribly that day. Although I did eat terribly during that whole trip. More on that in the next video. One more thing before I end this video. I ran into Indy again, which was very lucky, because I actually forgot to show him the streaming Indy idol meme I made a long time ago. I think it got made in 2020 or 2019. I don't remember. And you can actually find that video on my channel, because I did in fact record it. Now, with all of that said, I think that I will end this video here. Was going to talk about the whole trip in this one video, but I will split this trip into 2 videos. So if you like this video, make sure to tune in for the next one. I don't know when I will release it, but I will release it, I promise. With that said, make sure to be subscribed to this channel and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to tell me your experience if you were on that cruise. Have a good one and take care.